We've qualified for the World Cup. Go and compete.
Oh, we're back.
It feels good. We're sizzling.
There's something on the Barbie.
Oh, yeah. This is what people sign up to the Patreon for. This is tier 1.
Yeah.
Patreon.
This is what Manscaped pays us for.
Yeah. This is what
Yeah.
we pay Manscaped for.
Yeah.
If we just put in enough ads, someone will take us seriously eventually.
I wonder, that might be a strategy if you just put as many ads as you can, and then bots that are programmed by the companies who run those companies might just end up commenting because of keywords,
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
It's kind of what TV is, right? Ads with some stuff surrounding them.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do need some like sex bots to comment.
Yeah,
when you click
we don't even get those on the podcast.
No.
Like, you've hit a fucking low when you don't even get like sign up for my sexy pictures here comments anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
I love when I click onto like Sky Sports and it's just thousands of comments of like my pussy is wet and I'm ready for you. What? Why do they think that's the best place to put it? Like, I don't know.
It must work.
And,
It must work
yeah,
in someone.
The WWE is filled with it as well.
I've heard
Yeah.
that Americans lose like $2 billion a year to these like scam phone calls from India and stuff.
Yeah.
You have to be pretty stupid to fall for the phone calls. I get the kind of links because they're kind of new, aren't they? Like the scam texts. But
Some of them are
phone
fairly
calls?
sophisticated scam texts. Like they look like they're from official AIB or whatever, or on post.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The COVID ones, that looks like the HSE.
Yeah.
So they'll text you saying that you've been a close contact and you need to get a mandatory test, and then you click into it and you like go through, put in all your details, and it's like the test costs €2, so you put in your card details and then they fuck you up.
Well, as I said, that no one ever went broke by depending on the stupidity of the public.
Which brings us back to our
As
sponsors.
you always say.
Yeah, I've always said it.
But I quite like the Always Sunny podcast. I've been listening to it a lot. But Jesus, like the adverts in that, and surely not strapped for cash, but they have about like 5 minutes of ads in it.
Yeah, they have a lot of ads.
I was surprised.
Sure.
I mean, you probably just pay, like, otherwise they'd probably be getting nothing for the podcast, so they may as well make some money out of it.
They have enough of a fan base; they'd get subscribers and stuff.
Yeah, it just feels weird because I didn't know there were ads in it the first time I listened, and it's not like a hard segue. It literally just rolls into them talking about like that green stuff, the vitamin drink.
Yeah.
You're like, I was like, what? Did I miss this from the fucking?
Yeah.
This is an episode, and nope, 20% off.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
don't even try and segue; they just hard cut to an ad.
Yeah.
Ads are a killer. Like, I mean, it's so common, but if I see someone in an advert for anything, like my opinion of them just decreases. Even if they're just making money the same way as someone going into work at 9 to 5, but it's like can't really take seriously the things that come out of your mouth now.
What about Harry Redknapp? He's
Yeah.
doing a lot of like cooking adverts now, isn't he?
Oh, is he?
Is
Yeah.
he? Harry
Believe
Redknapp.
so.
What the
Yeah,
fuck
let
would
me-
he be cooking for you?
Fucking hell.
He's never cooked a thing in his life. Every single meal Harry Redknapp has eaten has come from like been wrapped in fucking newspaper, right? From a chipper. So
The ink, like you cut him open and it's ink in his body. Like,
Sure, he was on I'm a Celebrity. I'd say he'd do anything for money.
oh yeah,
yeah.
actually, me and Emma got food poisoning at Ballymaloo this week.
That, yeah, I was like, is that a lie? Does he just not want to go out tonight?
No, it's true. Like I wasn't as bad as Emma, but like Emma was up getting sick, all night, and my stomach was in bits. And yeah,
Jesus.
and that was the only thing we ate that day. We had I had a croissant in the morning, and she had a banana, and that was it. And then we went and ate Ballymaloo, and we're getting sick all night.
And what did you make there? It looked like just a salad or something.
Oh well, we made shitload of stuff. Like there was about 40 people on the thing, and they do a demonstration for about an hour, and then they split you all off into groups with different chefs, and you all make different things. And then at the end of the day, all the things are brought out on tables, and everyone tries everything.
Oh, so it could have been one
Oh,
dirty
fuck.
bastard didn't wash his hands or
It's the
something.
kind of thing. It's like there was 50 different things, like all sorts.
Oh,
So
man. Have we learned nothing from COVID that you probably shouldn't
I know,
share food with other people?
I know. That's bad enough.
You're all
Yeah.
better now, though.
Yeah, I feel fine now.
You were well enough to watch Arsenal beat the Red Devils.
I was. I'd watch that on my deathbed, like.
Game of the season, though, right? Has to be. But so
Oh, yeah.
far.
Oh yeah.
Apart
Incredible
from the
game.
World Cup final, but
Oh well, fine.
Yeah.
Less
Premier League.
It's of less consequence than this game was.
It's true. Yeah.
it was a good one.
It was.
Had a bit of everything.
Bit of a comeback.
Even though, to be honest, Arsenal fucking hammered them, like. But
Yeah.
the scoreline flattered them.
I don't understand how Arsenal are so good.
I know, yeah. I don't either, to be honest.
Like last year and the year before and the year before, it was a very similar squad, and we were like, oh, they're just soft, and they don't have this, and Xhaka's crap. And it's like, okay,
crazy.
they bought in Zinchenko, and they brought in Jesus, and a couple of others who really don't feature. But like Jesus isn't even playing. Zinchenko played, okay, but he's not like a team-changing player. So why are they so good? What's going on? Is it just, I don't know.
Well,
It's great, but okay.
the speed of passing is incredible sometimes. The way they win the ball so quickly, and then it's like a pattern of passing, like into midfield, bypassing the midfield, straight out to the wings. Like the ball is with Martinelli and Saka 90% of the time. Like they're doing something with it. You blink and they've got the ball, because the team wins the ball in almost every situation, and then it's like bing, 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 out to Saka, out to Martinelli. And watching it like 2 seasons ago, the passing was so slow, so tedious, and they misplaced it and stuff. And I guess they've clicked together now. They know where they're going to be. Like Xhaka knows where Partey is going to be, and Partey knows where Saka is going to make a run. Whereas a few years ago, they were hopeless. Like they were just fucking getting run over by mid-table teams, because the tactics were just they were giving the ball away. They couldn't hack it. They didn't know what they were doing. Now they know what they're doing, and it's like 5 seconds. It's like a reflex. The ball is out to the wings, and it's in a dangerous position all the time.
Yeah. Arsenal's speed is fantastic. Today you saw that too. Even for just like the last 20 minutes, it was just ball gets back to the halfway line. Whoever was last man back was just putting out to the flank, and Martinelli or Saka were just making something happen. And then Odegaard in the middle, just commanding things.
Well, yeah, Odegaard, that's the thing, is a few signings that I didn't expect to be really great, have been really great, like Odegaard, who I didn't want them to sign him after I saw him on loan, because I thought he was pretty bad on loan. This is 2 seasons ago when he was only on loan from Madrid. He was pretty poor, I thought. And I thought people were kind of deluding themselves into thinking he's going to be like fucking Ozil or whatever, even though I don't really... I have an unpopular opinion, is I didn't think Ozil was that good, even at his best for Arsenal. But anyway, Odegaard has been fucking incredible this season. It's hard to pick who's been Arsenal's best player, which is crazy.
I know. You could nearly make a case for all of them. But yeah, it has been like a transformation. But I do think it's 2 things that probably are spoken about. But I think the talent was yeah, Ped's number one.
Yeah.
No, I think the talent was always there. I think just the personality in the dressing room was shit for so long. I mean, we've
Oh
all
well.
seen it in the documentaries, but like Arteta, I think from day one has not deviated away from what his like plan was, and I
Oh
think
yeah.
people buy into that. But there's like a all at the same time that these great players are all just kind of like reaching their, it's probably the wrong word, but like football maturity because they're quite young still, but at the right
They're the
time.
youngest team in the league, which is another thing.
Yeah, but that's the crazy thing, isn't it? Is that you're looking
Yeah.
at the likes of even just Saka and Martinelli. Odegaard was like 16-year-old wonder kid, like he's still young.
Yeah, I know. He's been around like
Saliba,
nearly 10 years, like, well, 8 or
Yeah.
9 years. And
and they've all,
he's still young.
they've just clicked, and like they've bought into this great style of play, but like a lot to be said for a confident team,
Well,
just starting well.
yeah. And then even more amazing is they got rid of the biggest stars, the players who carried them the previous years, the players who were essential, like Ozil, Aubameyang, Lacazette. Like, they got rid of them for nothing. In some cases, They cancelled the contracts of their biggest stars, which was fucking crazy. And we're like, okay, we're going to play fucking this Bukayo Saka fella and Martinelli, this fella from the Brazilian 4th division. And we're going to crack on with them. It's like, all right, okay, grand.
And it paid out. It paid off.
Even
kind of-
like Nketiah was like man of the match today. I mean,
It's
he was
fucking crazy.
he
Like,
was on loan at Leeds or something like 2 years ago and couldn't get a game.
and he's been shocking. I can't believe him.
He's not good. Like he's
No.
just not that good. But
Yeah.
there he is, fucking bossing the game today.
Should Palace turn their nose up at him at the start of the season?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I turned my nose up at him. I was like, what the fuck? Like, this season's over with Jesus gone. Like, how the fuck can they win playing Nketiah as a centre forward? And he scored in like every game.
Yeah. And he's looked good. It's just I don't know. I think Arteta just has him pumped full of confidence and peds, and it's just working so well.
The fucking Xhaka comeback is maybe the craziest thing of all.
Yeah.
Like, he was out the door. I was ready for Arsenal to sell him for nothing. Like, I'd be happy to get like change back, a few coppers. And he's been fucking incredible all season long. Granit Xhaka, after telling the fans to fuck off and getting booed off the field and throwing the fucking captain's armband down and just thinking like, this guy will never play for the fucking reserves again.
Yeah.
And now he's there fucking running the show. I don't know.
Yeah,
Fucking
bonkers.
madness. It's mad.
because even I forget sometimes that you bought that guy Vieira.
I know. To be honest, he hasn't been great.
He can't get a look in because the
Yeah.
team is just playing so well, and all these guys who are always sick notes like Party are just
Yeah.
getting runs of games and showing just how good they are.
I
And
know.
even like centre back was always like where you were so soft. Fucking is Ben White playing centre back now, or is he still playing right back?
He's mostly right back still. It's
I mean-
like Gabriel and Saliba.
Bonkers, like, but
Yeah.
pick any two of those three, and it's such a solid centre
Yeah.
back pairing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you've just sucked, like all the goodness out of teams like Liverpool and Chelsea, like teams that are just shit for no good reason. It's like maybe there was some voodoo or something. Maybe Arsenal did something, because it makes no sense that some teams are so shit and Arsenal are so good out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Arteta took his lumps,
Oh, he
you know,
took his
and he-
lumps.
and then he kind of copied from the teams that were doing good. Yeah, just nullified them.
Yeah. And
I wonder. Mhm.
No, sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, I wonder, is Pep absolutely raging that he
Oh, I hope so.
taught Arteta everything he knows? Like,
And sure, fucking sick, and he sold them Jesus and Zinchenko because Arsenal finished 2 seasons in a row, and he was probably laughing like,
yeah,
okay, sure, we'll never see you again. And now he's looking up at them top of the table. Fucking Haaland scoring like 40 goals, and they're still second. He must be fucking raging, yeah.
But maybe Arteta taught Pep everything he knows.
How to put down
No.
cones.
Did you watch the Arsenal documentary though?
I actually didn't.
Yeah, you said you didn't. Kieran, did you?
I did. I did, yeah.
You've seen his halftime team talks and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
they're bizarre. He makes
Yeah.
no sense half the time. Like, he's talking absolute nonsense. I don't know, is it a language thing, but he has all these. Do you know what? I'll have to find an example because some of them are just so bizarre.
He's a bit of a weird character, all right.
Yeah.
Um,
It's probably from his time at Everton.
yeah, that's it.
Yeah, but even the I know we laugh at it because Arsenal lost like 4-0 after it, but even the crowd noise during training, just a bit off the wall, you know.
God, that's amazing. That's not even that long ago. That it was like I was just resigned. Like, you play Liverpool, it's 3-0 loss, 4-0 loss, and you're just gonna have to take that and walk away.
Yeah.
Now, if Arsenal were like playing at Anfield tomorrow, I'd be like, we'll probably win.
Yeah.
Probably hammer them. Like,
yeah, and I remember a few podcasts ago, Finn, you kind of mentioned that like it'd be very interesting to see how Arsenal respond in the transfer window, and that you were saying like they should go balls out. And it seems like they are. I mean, Trossard,
I think
there's
so.
the Polish centre back. It's the right thing to do. It's the best chance you're ever going to have, probably.
I still think like centre midfield is paper thin. Partey and Xhaka, and that's it. And then you have El Neni, and that's it.
I'm not going to quote this team talk because it's so poorly worded, but he basically talks about Thomas Edison creating the light bulb, and today I want to see a team that is connected, because a bulb by itself is nothing. I want to see a team that is connected with each other and that shines. And he goes on to say how without light there is darkness, and it's fucking dark, and he wants them to feel connected with the 60,000 fans. I want you to play like this today, because as good as we are, it depends on one thing. What makes us special is our attitude. And today, I want you to play with that attitude. Go out there, fucking turn the light on and play football. Let's go.
Yeah. Just
fucking
fucking.
It's just nonsense.
Yeah, it's like
absolute nonsense.
Chat GPT, like AI created team talk. But like, I suppose all that matters is that the players buy into it. Like, no matter what you're fucking saying.
You'd be sat there being like, your man hasn't a fucking clue what he's on about. Like, I mean,
it's probably they're probably just sat there like, they're probably just sat there being like, we feel bad for him because he obviously cares a lot, so we should try. Like, we can't just phone this one in. That's like he's he's lost his mind over football. Like, we have to show up.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, to be fair, it is still only halfway. We're at the halfway point now. So.
Yeah, but you're 50 points. I mean, if you get the same again, you'll hit 100 points.
I know.
Sorry,
I know.
Like, very obvious maths.
but take that one down, listeners.
That is like fucking insane.
I did the hard work, so you don't have to.
Yeah. Yeah.
But there's only been one team, isn't there, that has not won the league after 19 games, right?
Well,
Adrian.
What? Sorry, I don't understand the question.
Well, I'll explain it to you. So, there's only been one team that's been top after like the midway point.
Oh,
after 19 games that hasn't won the league.
Yeah, and it's been Liverpool like 3 times or something.
Yeah. Do you remember?
I remember at least one.
Yeah, I think maybe. Has the Liverpool Man City thing kind of worn both sides down, and now you have the youngest squad in the league ready to just step in and be like, huh?
You want some?
Yeah.
It feels I feel like this is going to sound a bit disrespectful, but it feels a bit Leicestery. It feels like the other teams just aren't performing, and Arsenal are taking their chance. But if they do, and then they build on it, could be Arsenal's glory days again. I'd love it. I'm sick of City, and I love seeing Pep lose his mind. I love it. I love
the way he flipped out during the week as well after that Tottenham game. Oh, fucking Tottenham couldn't even do us a favour, couldn't even hold on. Anyway, but Pep laying into the team and laying into the fans. Fucking hilarious. Like,
Yeah, it's good. It's good to see. And I was going to say that I don't know if you have any hot takes, Adrian, but I'll just say it now. It's been mentioned. Is that everyone? Well, I say everyone, but most people see like Pep's like meltdown there during the week and the way he was going off at players and the way he was speaking about fans as his kind of character. It's cool. He's quirky, but because he's got this kind of suave personality, it's okay. If you put fucking Klopp or Conte or anyone saying the exact same stuff as he does, especially during the week, they'd be saying that like he's lost his mind, that he's abusive and all this crack. He just gets away with it every time, and it pisses me off.
Pep privilege.
Pep privilege, yeah. You coached Messi, like that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like to see you disprove that.
Yeah, it's a fair point though. I know I think every manager does get a bit prickly with interviewers and stuff, but sometimes it feels like he gets quite aggressive. I don't know, is it just that he's so animated or something, but
yeah,
he's got maybe it's the Spanish accent. He's got a bit of that Spanish flair.
Well, I've noticed that like I don't think that the questions that he gets asked sometimes are very outrageous. I know that they're a bit leading and they're trying to get him to admit that it was wrong or something.
Mm-hmm.
But like just sometimes the way he responds by like just staring them down and being like,
because
no.
I forget what the first question was, but it was like, were you happy with that second half performance? And he was like, were you? And he was like, well, I'm just asking you a question. It's like, that's a very valid question. Like, what?
Yeah.
Why are you getting pissed off already?
Yeah.
He's lost it.
Yep, it's gone. He said to himself in August, he sat down on his like fucking full weird couch that he has, probably no, do you know what? On his yoga mat, and he sat down with a big smile on his face and said, "I've stolen Haaland, and I'm going to win the Champions League this year, and Haaland's going to score 100 goals." And his very fragile castle is caving in.
Yeah, he doesn't know what he's doing.
No, and the Saudis will get bored of him, or whoever they are, Qatari or whatever. The public investment funds, they'll get bored of him soon. If he doesn't bring a Champions League now, and if he loses a league, lights out, Pep, time's up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he is he probably has this year, next year to win a Champions League, and if he doesn't, then he should fuck off. Admit defeat.
Yeah. I'd be sure what else is he going to be doing? Just spinning his wheels in Manchester. Like, there's other things out there in life than having to go to training and teach Jack Grealish how to, pass the ball.
Jack Grealish, 100 million. Like, I mean, people go on about fucking, I don't know, Nunes and Sterling and shit. Jack Grealish for 100 million.
Sure, fucking Mudryk for 100 million.
You'd think Nunes was purchased for like £500 million.
Yeah.
The way some people go on, like.
He's good.
He's pretty good.
Well, do you know who's Liverpool's top scorer in the league this season?
Am I meant to know, or can I guess?
Yes.
Firmino.
Yeah.
It sure is, baby. It sure is.
Like,
in
how
like
is that
2
possible?
games, right?
He's just a baller, like,
Yeah, that's it.
There's no mystery about it. It makes total sense in my head. Yeah, Salah's fallen off a cliff a little bit. It's a bit of a shame. But
a little awkward, yeah.
He's allowed, he's allowed a bit of a break. Actually, if we're talking about Liverpool, let's
give him time.
Talk about Liverpool, because I've been thinking a lot about what's gone wrong with Liverpool. And every time I come on the podcast and I have a big rant about Liverpool, they always start doing well again. But it feels like I'm having to do it more and more and more. I'm just going to give my 2 cents on this, right? because there's all this talk of the Liverpool midfield needs an overhaul and blah 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 blah. Yes, that's true. But also, this is the same team that nearly won 4 trophies last year. I know nearly isn't winning it, but they played every possible game that they could play last season. I don't know, has even that ever been done? And it's the same midfield. So why are they so shit this year? Because they're only like a few months older. Now, I do think they never replaced Wijnaldum. I think Curtis Jones, people thought Curtis Jones would be a player, and he's kind of just not. The only difference is Mane. And Mane was really good for the pressing and everything, but it shouldn't mean that the defense is leaking goals, like fucking 3 goals to Brentford or whatever. So I actually don't know. I've thought so long and hard about this, like daily. Not that it's consuming me, but like when Liverpool go and play really shit against Leicester and play really shit against Brentford and play really shit against whoever they played in between, and then Chelsea as well, they played shit. Wolves, they played shit. It's playing really shit. And there are injuries, but not injuries that would mean your team turns to shit and like Henderson is suddenly rubbish. Now, I've always rated Henderson, but like, what was it, Flynn? What was the game we watched together? Brighton, the Brighton game. Henderson just hoofing the ball every 2 seconds. It was just because they kept cutting to replays. So Brighton would have a chance. It would cut to a replay, and then when it went back, Brighton would still have the ball, and it was like, that was a Liverpool goal kick. What the fuck happened? So it's something I can't quite get my head around. I like to think it's just a hangover from last year because that's the only thing that feels like it makes sense to me. But I can't understand how they've transformed the forward line. Well, they have the forward line ready to go. So Mane, Firmino, and Salah is a thing of the past. The next one is going to be Diaz, Gakpo, and Nunez, with maybe Jota in there as well. Perfect. Defense feels like they're kind of covered. Konate, and they brought in a couple of fullbacks and things. Midfield, why the fuck haven't they bought any midfielder since like Keita, who was just a bomb?
Yeah.
So I don't know. There's lots of talk of Jude Bellingham. If I was Jude Bellingham, I don't know why I'd go to Liverpool over Real Madrid. And I'm not saying that as a Liverpool fan. I'm saying that logically. Why would you go to Liverpool over Real Madrid?
Well, you might have the money. You might have the Qatar money.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
That might feature.
It might feature.
Yeah.
It's a funny one. But I don't know. I've been thinking too, because it's true. It's the same 11 and it's like the same style, but this season seems a bit off too. There's a lot of teams that are just, their kind of style is not what it used to be. We just spoke about City, for example, but take you back to the early days of the podcast. It was actually something that Dave said. It was a basketball reference, and I think it's quite relevant to Liverpool, is that I think he was talking about Rooney at the time, which shows you how far back this was. But it's not about the length of the career for certain players. It's the minutes on the clock. And like you mentioned it just there, Adrian, that like they played every single possible game, that team last year. Like, and then there was a weird break this season with the World Cup being off, and there hasn't been much downtime in like a year and a half for most players, which, yeah, boohoo, get over it. But I think that's playing a part for Liverpool. I really do, because like if you watch the goals against Brighton, like there's players who were like dying for the shirt not long ago that just don't seem to be able to like run or move anymore. Like there's something very off, and I do think it's probably that. You know, if you play 50 plus games, you're probably going to burn out.
Very true.
Yeah,
they're finished.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I do think that's a. Sorry, I cut off. Yeah, I do think it's a big thing of the hangover from last season. But like, how long is that going to fucking last? And they had this break with the World Cup, and they did like warm weather training and all this kind of shit. So like they should be ready to go. There's also stuff that like the club doctor quit and they haven't replaced him, and that's why there's all these players getting injured. It's like, look, there's all these excuses. You're worth like fucking billions at this point. Just buy a doctor. Just buy a fucking doctor. I don't
Buy
know.
a doctor.
Yeah, like just go down and get Sean Murray or something, you know. Anyway, I don't know. You know what? I'm pretty relaxed about the situation because it feels very much like the year that Van Dijk got his injury and Liverpool were like losing to Burnley and losing to Southampton, and it was terrible, and we still finished third. So I'm still pretty relaxed, but like we're a long way off third at the minute. I think they'll get a run going, but I mean, bringing Jota back from injury isn't going to fix this situation. So I really hope it improves soon.
2 questions. So following on from that, Adrian, Klopp, can Klopp change it? Klopp turn things around?
Yeah.
Do you think he'll get top 4?
No. I don't. Like Newcastle would have to drop off massively. And are you seeing all the stats? They've conceded like 1 league goal since fucking October or something. Like it makes no sense. Spurs are ahead of us and they're not even very good. Like we have to have a massive turnaround really soon to get top 4. We're fucking 9th or something, and deservedly so. Like we need to worry about Brighton. We need to worry about Newcastle. Who's the other shit team that's actually not
Fulham.
that shit anymore? Fulham. We need to worry about Fulham.
Off,
you know,
like,
I know.
there's like, and that's before you talk about City, United, Arsenal. So no, I don't think we will. I do think Klopp can turn it around, because I think he did it before. But also, like, what's the alternative? Like, bring in Stevie G or something? Like,
Oh yeah.
Sean Dyche is hanging for a job.
Sean
Lampard.
Dyche.
Lampard is just hanging.
Yeah.
Oh,
Brooks
God.
was here, yeah.
But maybe it'd be a good thing to miss Europe because hey, look at Arsenal.
Yeah.
Worked out
Yeah.
well.
I mean,
Yeah.
to be fair, no spotlight. It was just like, get back to the lab,
That's
rebuild.
it. Back to basics. Don't fuck around with all this Conference League nonsense. Like
Yeah, I'd
Premier
rather
League.
no football than Conference League football. Like.
It's true.
Absolutely. I did want to ask about Chelsea because I don't know. I think their spending is like nothing we've ever seen before at the minute. It's fucking outrageous.
Hilarious.
But actually, what I was wondering was why are they allowed to do that? Because
know.
like financial fair play. I mean, I know financial fair play is a joke, but they still have to seem like they give a shit.
Yeah. Do you want the boring answer?
Yeah, but if you could just jazz it up a little
Cool.
bit, that would be
Every
great.
now and then I'll like put in some like karate noises.
Just some like whoa or something, you know.
Yeah. So remember Roman Abramovich? Woo!
Yes.
I can't keep that up. Yeah, so when he was basically like forced to, you remember they ceased business because they seized like funds of all the Russians and all the lads involved. Yeah, they basically like forced his hand, and by him forcing him to sell, it cleared anything outstanding, any liabilities and whatnot. So it basically reset the financial fair play for Chelsea. And the reason they're going on a spending spree now is because the details of financial fair play is that you can only spend a certain proportion of what your revenue will be. Chelsea know what their revenue is going to be, or predict what it will be for the next like 4 years, and they just they'll just have to slow down the pace soon. But they basically have a free hit basically to spend and spend and spend, because every other club has debt from before, or they would have bought someone big that they're paying off in loan repayments. Chelsea are back to zero, so yeah.
I'm glad they're
to
signing
fuck around.
shite. Like, I'm laughing at all their signings.
Yeah,
Modric
it's,
looked okay.
eh,
I mean, he didn't
But-
look 100 million, but neither does Jack Grealish. I don't know
But
what
the
100
irony-
million is anymore, you know?
the irony, though, isn't it? That, like, the reason he's able to sign for Chelsea is because the former owner's country, like, bombed
Oh, yeah.
his.
Yeah.
Unlucky.
Unlucky. Lucas Lee.
For Roman Abramovich. Surely.
Mhm.
I think all their transfers have been terrible. So, like, all the money spent on Cucurella, flop. Koulibaly, flop. Fofana, flop. Who else did they signed?
The other Fofana.
The other Fofana, flop. Else?
Sterling.
Flop. Oh my god.
Mm.
Flops in every position on the field. Like,
Flop
Aubameyang.
City. Aubameyang.
oh,
flop.
Batmiyang.
The barrel is very
Yeah.
deep.
Holy Jesus.
It's like FIFA. It's like those FIFA signings, you know, when you're like
Yeah.
4 seasons in on FIFA.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's it's very bad. Because, like, say we want about Liverpool, right? Chelsea are just way worse. So there's that.
Yeah.
You're not the biggest underperforming team.
And they never got a new manager bounce. It's just gone the opposite. It's gone. He's gone up like a lead balloon. Like the minute he signed, it got worse and worse and worse. And I mean, we all think Tuchel was a joke, but like Potter is pathetic. And who'd you get in? Like
I know.
they're running out of options. Really,
Sean
Mourinho again.
Sean Dyche is hanging for a job, lads. It's queuing up.
Fucking bring him in. Yeah.
Klopp?
Did you say Klopp?
Yeah.
I don't think he'd go somehow.
You wouldn't know.
All
I
the
suppose,
decent
yeah.
managers are kind of like snapped up, though, right? All the kind of
Pochettino,
ones- Yeah, I guess.
Zidane.
Well,
Zidane is the obvious one. I think they probably would go for Zidane, but again, would he go? I mean,
why
probably
would Zidane go to a fucking mess when he could wait and he can walk into Bayern Munich or whoever the fuck he wants? Like next time they're looking for a manager, he can walk. If Pep left City tomorrow, they'd be on the phone to Zidane straight away.
yeah, it's true.
It's true. Yeah.
But like, what? It was just so stupid from the beginning. Like, even just hiring Potter was dumb. Forget about Tuchel. It was just dumb. And bringing his whole coaching staff. They're coming from like a very restricted budget, buy cheap from, the more obscure nations, turn them into great players, and then harvest them out for great profits, which is the exact opposite of what Chelsea do. Like, why did anyone think that was going to work?
Yeah. But maybe that's what they want to do. Like maybe now they're like, look, we'll spend big now so that we'll have the best Ecuadorian centre backs in
So
10 years'
So-
time, you know?
sell the fucking 75 lads you've got on loan then.
Is Lucas Paisan
Start
still
there.
around?
Do they still do that?
For my point, I'm going to say they still do that. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's just they're papering over cracks right now too, and you can't tell me that someone like even Joe Felix is like a Potter player. He's not.
I
He's a good player.
I don't know what a Potter player is, but like
come on.
he was so good. Like Graham Potter, but this is the thing. Actually, I need to check myself here because in my head he did so well at Brighton, but actually, when you look at Brighton since he's left, they're doing exceptionally. So maybe he wasn't ever doing that well. Maybe he had these players like Trossard and March who were way better than the results he was getting out of them.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Well, evidently, because he's got an unlimited budget at Chelsea and he can't fucking do anything.
Yeah.
You know?
It's true. But Chelsea are just, they were Abramovich's vanity project, and they're just this new guy's vanity project too. It's just basically laundering money. Like, so what do you expect?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't want to go too hard on Chelsea because
No,
Liverpool
do.
are well, Liverpool aren't doing any better, so I'm gonna hold off. But like the fact that Chelsea have spent 400 million, something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I
With
mean,
more to
it's
come.
outrageous.
Like, and sure, they just signed this fella Maduke or whatever his name is. Have you heard of him?
No.
Palace legend.
Fucking 25 million for this fella from the Dutch league.
I've never heard of any of the players they're signing, to be honest.
Yeah.
I've never heard of any of them. They could all be absolute gems. I have no idea. I do know that Gerrard kept calling Mudryk Modric. That was really annoying.
Brilliant.
I don't know if anyone saw that, but that fucking pissed me off. Yeah, go on.
I was gonna say I know 3 Chelsea fans, and all 3 of them they hate Potter. So
Wow.
that stands for a lot.
Wow.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean,
Yeah.
who the fuck is he like?
It's true. Who
Wanker.
the fuck is he?
Yeah.
I remember Sky Sports doing a bit on him, and he has like some really not very obscure education. Like he has a master's degree in sports leadership or something. Fuck off.
That's made
Like
up.
fuck off.
He's a fucking degree in spoofery.
Yeah. Klopp doesn't have a degree in sports leadership or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah, he was out there in the real world.
Mm-hmm. Arteta, his education was with Pep,
Exactly.
not with the University of Leicester or something.
They're all a big scam. Like,
I'm just trying to check. I'm trying to check what degree he has, and all I've found so far is that he practiced ballet while he was a player.
fair enough.
Sure, look. Is anyone
all we need.
surprised? Is anyone maybe I made it up, but I was sure he had some training in some fucking
Yeah, no, he
education.
has. He had master's degree in leadership and emotional intelligence.
Fuck off.
Yeah, so he's so basically he's just like any Joe Soap manager of like any company.
He could
Emotional
use
intelligence.
Yeah, he could use a degree in actual intelligence. That might be useful.
Or just like one of the UEFA license courses or something like that.
Yeah.
That is, I can't even imagine a master's degree in emotional intelligence. Like,
Because
scam? I bet he's like banned sarcasm or something from like the dressing room or something.
I bet in the dressing room he's a big sign saying "Live, laugh, love."
Yeah, that's it. I was going to say that they have like a reflection time each week or something.
But maybe
Mindfulness.
it might be a thing that he's actually just a bit too intellectual for them, because like we always say,
Yeah.
footballers are thick.
Yeah.
So he's probably in there like trying to get in their heads and stuff. Like just go on about light bulbs or something.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, yeah, that makes sense to me.
There's
Mhm.
fuck all in Sterling's head anyway. That is 100% certain.
It's true.
That guy is thick as shit.
Yeah. He was burgled during the World Cup, wasn't he? He probably didn't even know what was going on. He was just put on a plane, sent back,
Yeah.
and then sent back again.
Give
The
us
handlers,
key,
like,
Raheem.
love.
Yeah. You won't have a fucking penny to
He's
his
like,
name
"We
when he
were-
retires.
They had a gun to my head, Raheem. He's like, all right, I got to go play some more football.
He's like,
See
okay,
you later.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
If someone whispers to him, "You should be upset, Raheem." Oh no.
Bizarre that his clubs have been like Liverpool, Man City, Chelsea.
Yeah.
Like,
don't forget QPR now.
oh yeah, okay. But other than QPR,
Yeah.
it's pretty impressive.
Yeah. Bit of a what was his name? Israeli player.
Ben Ayoum.
Ben, yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't he do Arsenal, Chelsea, and Liverpool?
He did.
Yeah. See,
I'm not
he's
sure
up
in
there.
what order, but yeah.
He's up there with the greats.
Yeah, and the Colo Tourés of the world.
Yes. Yeah. William Gallas. He was Chelsea, Arsenal. Did he play for someone else?
Spurs,
Was he Spurs too?
think so.
Gallus, yeah.
Jesus Christ. Wow.
I know.
There's loads of them.
He just loved London.
Not moving
I guess.
house.
Yeah.
Good school district.
I also wanted to touch on Man United because I feel like it's a good time to do it.
Put the boot in.
Oh, yeah.
Put the fucking boot in. Now,
Sticker in.
I'll start. I fucking hate that they're doing well. I fucking hate it. It doesn't feel right. I don't like football when Man United are ahead of us in the table. But I do think Ten Hag is pretty good. I'll say that much. And that's all I'm
Why?
going to say. And
Why?
I'm not going to say anymore.
Why? Tell us why.
Why do I think
is he
he's
good?
good?
Yeah, why is he good? Yeah. What's he done?
A bit like Arteta getting rid of the shit. You know, like getting rid of Ronaldo. I think dropping players, like even Wan-Bissaka. He dropped Wan-Bissaka because he wasn't playing very well. And I think he probably knows that it's going to get a reaction from them. So then when they come back in, they do play well. Rashford was a bit of a joke like 12 months ago. And now he's playing well. I think they've bought pretty well. I don't know if you can put that down to him. But either way, getting in the likes of Casemiro and Anthony, who seems, fine.
No.
Are you okay? Did you just step on something?
Fucking Anthony. Like,
Ah,
this fella is not cut out for this. He's not the fella. He's not the man.
Listen, it's not his fault he was 100 million or fucking 80 million or whatever. As a player, he's better than what they had.
it is his fault. He forced a move. He refused to play. So this is his fault that they had to pay that much for him.
Even Mike.
I didn't know that.
Mike, who, like, he'd be backing anyone if they were playing for United. And he's here throwing in the towel on Anthony already.
Hmm.
Give him time.
But he is better than what they had,
Yeah.
which was nothing.
Right.
Which was nothing. Ilanga, this lad who
right.
they picked up from like the local five-a-side Astro pitches and said, "You're now a United player," and he said, "All right." And now he disappeared again.
Yeah.
Coincidence?
But I think when you look at what United were like a year ago, I mean, we were constantly laughing at what was the word for McTominay and Fred? McFred? I mean, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
They like Maguire, he's dropped the captain. He's dropped the fucking club captain. I mean, that's ballsy. I think he's really good. I think after the Brentford when they lost, was it 4-1 or 5-1 or something? I was laughing my fucking ass off. I was like, this Ten Hag lad hasn't a fucking notion. But Arsenal are the best team in the league, and they gave him a right go today. So I'd love to go in hard on them, but I think United are on the up. And I think a few shrewd signings now, and it could be a dark few years.
They're a classy outfit, no doubt.
Okay, I suppose I'll go in on United. If I must. Ten Hag is doing okay, but he's using money to paper over the United problems. They'll still be there. They'll happen again. And this title charge or this charge to Champions League will fall apart and is falling apart. Just to run through a few games since World Cup's finished. Burnley in the Cup, Forest, Wolves, Bournemouth, Everton in the Cup, Charlton in the Cup. Their first test, City, the worst City we've seen in 10 years. Palace, and then they got beaten by Arsenal today. There's been no challenge.
Yeah.
And the only two challenges they've had, Palace and Arsenal, they failed to win. Wheels have come off.
Yeah.
They beat City though.
But that's a given.
Oh yeah, bets are off in a derby, like.
Yeah, precisely, Finn. Took the words from my mouth.
Yeah.
I know.
I
There's-
hate when I'm here like defending United. It's like the worst thing in the world. But there's just no point in all three of us going in hard.
I know. No, but in fairness, there's a distinct change, and most of it was just common sense. Dropping Maguire,
I
getting
know.
rid of Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Good that it happened because they're not as embarrassing anymore, and that must feel good for a fan base that exists solely on hunting glory. That some of
Yeah.
it's coming back.
Yeah. hmm They're like rising from the dead, like fucking zombies at the moment.
That's it. Like the fist is just out
Yeah.
the ground, just
Like just glory.
Yeah.
But there's a few.
I mean, don't get me
shining
wrong. I
stars.
think Weghorst. Sorry, am I talking over you or are you talking over me?
I think I may be lagged. Go for it.
Oh, I might be lagged. I just think Is it Weghorst? Is that what we're calling him?
I just
Weghorst?
call him fucking anything. Call him big lump up front. Fella who'll be
That-
gone in 2 months.
That cunt. Yeah. Stuff like that makes me kind of laugh though, because
Oh, it's funny.
he's pretty bad.
Oh, he's fucking bad. He's
Like-
bad,
like
but
how-
he's bad.
How is it that they spend 80 million on Anthony and then they can't afford to shovel out anything for a striker? Like nothing. What a few million for the loan? Christ.
Just get Danny Ings.
I'm sure there's probably rumors of what striker they'll get. Yeah, that's it. Like there's definitely rumors that they'll
Honestly.
get a striker in the summer, but I haven't seen them. I don't know who's available, so it'll be funny. If they get a good striker, I'd be pretty pissed off.
I hear in Serie A, probably saw a story about like Juventus getting done for covering up
Yeah.
money or something. There's also a
Yeah.
bit of talk about Napoli potentially. So there's this fella Oshiman or something from Napoli. I could see him going.
Mm. Yeah, because they've just become unbelievable.
Yeah. Crazy. They're like the Arsenal of the Mezzogiorno.
They are, and Juventus are back to their old tricks of just fraudulence and cheating.
Oh god,
They
they're so bad.
You went what, like in 15 years? You couldn't even go a measly 20 years.
And the fucking Tottenham director of football, Patrici or whatever his name is, he's done for this as well. Wouldn't be surprised. Well, I think Conte's walking at the end of the season and the director of football will be gone. The team is shite. Harry Kane is on his way out the door. Tottenham, they are fucked.
Actually, that's an interesting one because there's a good bit said about Salah and his drop off in form and stuff. Son is getting away with murder.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not a
yeah.
fucking. He hasn't done a thing. He scored a hat trick against Leicester in a game they were going to win anyway, or so whatever it was, and that was months ago. And that's
Yep.
it.
It's
Yeah.
odd, isn't it?
Very odd. That's it.
That's
Like Arsenal are sucking the goodness out of these teams. Like
Yeah.
that's where Xhaka is getting his powers.
They're like Dementors, is it, from like Harry
Yeah,
Potter?
yeah.
Exactly like that. Yeah.
But I don't. They're probably like there's definitely an answer to this, but like it feels very odd that the joint Golden Boot winners from last season are both so terrible the year following.
Mhm.
Oh yeah. Spurs,
You know?
look, they're finished. They play in a big
Big-
toilet bowl.
They're in big trouble. Yeah, they're in big trouble. Big trouble
Yeah.
because
Big trouble.
they can't sustain. Their whole model is like younger players on cheaper wages, sell them on, or if they get too big, they go. There's a few names there now that have probably outgrown their clothes at Spurs.
Mhm.
There's not
And
much
is-
coming in, is there?
No, and as well, they've gone for this model recently of like, we'll get in a serial winner as a manager, and we'll win. You know, they did it with Mourinho.
Hmm.
Didn't win anything. Now Conte wins everywhere. doesn't win anything.
Yeah.
And now he's fucking off. Like, it's, like, even for a manager to look at it and see all these managers going in and come away with nothing. Like, I mean, for example, if they went to Zidane, I'd say he'd fall off his chair laughing,
I think we all would.
Yeah. I know if Spurs came to me, I'd probably have to second guess
Yeah.
it, really.
Yeah.
But it's such a but it's just so weird with them too. Like, we talk about all of their frailties on the pitch and how inconsistent they can be. Then they just buy Richarlison for 60 million. Like, you only pointed out the other day, Adrian, that like Kulusevski is not even a Spurs player. He's on
Yeah.
loan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Bizarre.
why would he want to stay now? Like, in fairness.
Yeah.
But they
Exactly.
do get the backing though. Like, they do spend as well.
Yeah.
It's not that they're not spending anything. They probably bought 6 or 7 players in the window.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mhm.
who's to blame? I don't know. Are they not Conte signings? Are they some sporting director signings? I don't know. But like, I think most teams should be able to win a game with Son, Harry Kane, and Kulusevski.
Yeah. And Harry Kane, who is fucking scoring all around them, assists everything this season, and they're still slipping out. They're still slipping down. Even with Harry Kane, he must be sick to his stomach that he wasted his whole life and career at this club.
Yeah.
And even more so that like he was so heavily linked that people were basically saying that they were just waiting for the ink to dry on the contract with City, and then City were like, fuck it, we'll get Haaland. See you
Yeah.
later, lad. And he's
Yeah.
and like that spelled the end of his big move. Like, he's not going to get one now.
He'll
Unless
go to United.
are desperate. Yeah, there we
He
go.
might go to United. He'll be remembered for that World Cup miss.
Oh,
Probably.
isn't it terrible?
That'll be it.
Yeah,
That's Harry Kane now.
yeah.
He didn't go to
That's his
City,
life.
and then he missed that penalty. And he'll go to United and try and beat Shearer's record. And even if he does, he'll be remembered as a big, fat joke.
And as a player who never won anything. Because,
Yeah.
like, you can talk, oh, he's got this record. He never won a thing. Never won a fucking thing in his life.
Jeez, let's not talk down the Audi Cup too quickly. Okay, that's
Did you
Yeah.
say
a
that?
historic competition.
The Audi Cup.
Yeah, okay, Tottenham won an Audi Cup. I don't know
Oh.
how. But
For,
he
s-
lifted
for a
it.
second, I thought you said the Aldi Cup. And I was like, wow.
It's about work
That-
the same.
That's shit.
Exactly. They get the cup from Aldi, I suppose. But yeah, the Aldi Cup.
Hmm.
Tottenham. Yeah, they won it in 2019, beating Bayern 6-5 on penalties. Lamela and Eriksson scoring for Spurs.
Brilliant. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Wonderful.
Exactly. Means nothing.
Liquidate the club.
Kane wasn't even playing in that game, actually.
Oh my god, he didn't even win
Just
that.
checked.
Holy Jesus.
he came on as a sub, but yeah, he didn't start. So
Fair play.
Yeah.
Well,
a few seconds from Palace,
go
Go
on.
for it.
please. Please listen to me.
Cut this, Flynn.
Outro music as I'm speaking. Is it? Well, we're back. That's all I need to say. It was a rough little patch, but in I know you said in Frank, in Pat we trust, and yeah, it's a good little unit. But Zaha will leave. I think he's going to leave now into the season.
Mm-hmm.
Be interesting to see
sure.
where he lands.
He's out of contract, isn't he?
Yeah. But like, I don't know. You can only you can't really read into these, especially someone like Zaha. You can't read into their like social media, but like he's posting it all the time, like these like little montages of him at Palace, and you're like, is this just PR? Was this always going to happen, or is this like a goodbye, or is this a sign that he's, making a new deal? I don't know.
But you're
He's,
not really like that reliant on him anymore. I mean, compared to like 3 years ago.
No, which has made him better, which is the sad thing,
Mhm.
When he was carrying us, he had a bad game, and everyone was like, "Oh, Zaha's terrible." now he can kind of just be complimented by the likes of Elise and Eze and the gang, fucking Jordan Ayew. But yeah, it will be very sad if he leaves and kind of goes somewhere that isn't. I don't know. It isn't like at least a Europa League club and like an established Europa League club, not like fucking Wolves or some shit for a year, you know, because they got. Oh my god! Imagine you went to Brighton. Nah, that'd never happen.
I mean, I don't know where he'd go at this point. Like fucking like a team like Leon or something, you know? Someone like
Dortmund were interested apparently.
yeah, but that was a while ago, wasn't it? I mean,
Yeah, it was.
is he 30 now?
Yeah, or close to.
Yeah, his big chance is gone. He may as well just re-sign for Palace, to be honest.
Yeah, he might as well.
I don't know why he'd go somewhere that's going to be like a step down or a step sideways, you know? May as well just stay where you are.
That's what my thinking would be. But like he keeps saying he wants to play European football. And like we're still very far off that. So I don't know. Yeah. Who knows? But it would be a damn shame.
It would be
very
Turkey
sad.
or somewhere is the only place he could go then, you know?
Go to Liverpool.
Oh man. Yeah.
We'll play Salah.
Good job.
We're sorted. We're sorted up front.
Play him centre mid.
Are you? Firmino's top scorer. Like, you got to take what you can get now.
If Oxlade-Chamberlain can play centre midfield, anyone can.
Well,
James Milner's still togging out for Liverpool. Come on.
James Milner.
Best player.
Boy,
too.
oh boy. What a man.
Some man.
What a man. Some man for one man.
Do you know, I keep hearing commentators talk about James Milner being like, he doesn't have the pace he used to, which is, yeah, obviously, because he's older. But like, did anyone ever think James Milner was fast?
No.
Is that, yeah, right? He's not known as like a speedster or anything, was he?
No. I remember back in, so I was in college, so it must have been like 2011, telling you that I signed James Milner on FIFA from Newcastle, and you went into an absolute tirade about how shit James Milner was. You were adamant, James Milner, this fucking guy, and everyone thinks he's brilliant, and he does nothing. I was like,
Correct.
whoa, wow. I was like, he must have scored against Palace like the season before or something, because you are hot.
No, I just have like incredible vision, Adrian. Like that was all correct.
He went on to win like fucking a Champions League and like 4 Premier Leagues.
Yeah, in a different position, like not the same. Like he adapted because he had to survive.
Yeah. You know, when Klopp said to him when he first took over, like, I want you to either be left back cover or right back cover. And Milner said, it's like you're asking me, like, who do I want to watch my wife sleep with? And he was like, Klopp, just his English wasn't good enough. He didn't know what the fuck I was talking about. So he was like, I'll just go left back. It's fine. That season he had at left back, he was like one of the highest in the stats for left backs in Europe. Yeah, there you go. I'm talking about like 4 or 5 years ago at this point. So
Yeah, well,
He'll still be there in 4 or 5 more years.
yeah. He won't stop. He won't stop until he's won another League Cup.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Kieran, did you listen to the last podcast? Because you weren't here.
I did, but that was a while ago.
Okay. How far away is Mars?
I don't know.
Oh, you didn't listen. You're such a cunt.
I did listen.
If you did, you'd be able to tell me how far away Mars is, or at least how long it would take to get there.
Oh, you know,
He didn't. Flynn, he didn't even listen.
To be honest, I was here and I barely remember.
Yeah,
All right.
I listened, but I mean, was that before Christmas?
Before Christmas, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, come on, a month ago.
All right.
Give me a break.
It's about like an 8-month round trip. No, wait, one way.
One way.
One way.
7 or 8 months. You'd want to give yourself about 2 years, and it's 300 million miles away. There you go.
It's pretty mad, isn't it?
So you could go to Mars and back by the time Milner will be retiring.
There you go. Yeah.
We'll get James Milner to like colonize Mars and be the first professional football player. You know, be Milner FC.
See, yeah. That's it.
Great. Well, first podcast of 2023 has been an absolute hoot.
Oh yeah,
Yep. We're
as
back.
always.
we're back, like Arsenal.
Yeah. And thanks to our sponsors, the Saudi Arabian Public Investment Fund.
Yeah, cheers, lads.
Yeah,
Very sound of you.
up the fucking Saudis.
Kingdom, yeah. Fucking hell.
You've been listening to the Put 'em Under Pressure podcast. To keep up to date with all of our content, give us a follow on Spotify, YouTube, and Facebook. Outro music. Boom.
That was good.
That was good, right?
Yeah.
Oh my.
We'll prepare and we'll go and we'll do our best. We'll put them under pressure.